Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 in the GatorLeaf tutorial series where I show you where to download and how to get started using the app. First, we're going to go to github.com. So I'm going to open my browser here and go to GitHub. And here we search for GatorLeaf. For those of you who want to play around with the source code and Python scripts, I have included everything you might need to do so successfully in here. For a written instruction guide on using the app, just scroll down and you'll see a README file with lots of information on the different inputs and configuration of the app. If you'd rather get the desktop app and get to work without any coding, just make your way over to the right side of the screen where it says Releases and click on the GatorLeaf app. Here you'll see some minor update information and instructions on downloading the zip files, which you'll find down below. There are 3 zip files, one for newer Macs, one for older Macs, and one for Windows machines. Since I have a newer Mac, I will download this one. Once the file has downloaded, we can bring it from our downloads over to our desktop. I'm going to unzip it here and then open up the folder. Inside the folder, you'll see a number of files necessary to run GatorLeaf. The app's functionalities can be customized using the config.json file, which can be opened with any text editor app. The inputs directory is where you will place your folder containing the images you want to process. In this case, I have some example images here with black backgrounds and some more in sample images with white backgrounds, as well as a second config file with different settings. Just make sure your images are in a subfolder within the inputs directory, otherwise the app won't read them. On Macs, attempting to open this executable will give you a warning since it is not an Apple certified app. However, we can change the permissions for everything contained in this folder by running a simple script. All you have to do is open up a terminal and open up your Mac install guide in a text editor. Copy over this line of script and change the path to wherever your folder is. In my case, it's going to be in desktop / GatorLeaf_Mac. Hit enter, and that should be it. If you're on Windows, the folders will look a little bit different. You won't have the Mac installation guide or the contents folder for the app, and the app should open just fine. And it's going to open the first image in the subdirectory of the inputs folder. For this image, the label was made up of 5 components: the date, experiment ID, experiment number, cultivar, and sample number. You can change these on the config file, which we will cover in more detail in a later video. When you click on date, another window will open beneath the image label window for month. So I can select my month, followed by day and year. And it will update the image label window here with the date. I can do the same for experiment ID, or in my case, I'm going to pick GH for greenhouse. Experiment number, I can type in any number between 1 and 34. If I try to type in 36, it does not accept it. So I can erase that, put 34. Cultivar, Carolina broadleaf in my case, and sample number 4. Once you're satisfied with your selections, you can click Done. With the label set, we can begin calibrating the image. Here you will define the pixel to centimeter ratio used to estimate the actual size of the leaves in the image. For the manual calibration process, simply click and drag a box over your calibration reference and hit Enter. The app will zoom into the area you selected, so you can more accurately define the start and end of the distance, which in this case is 5 centimeters. If you need to correct your selection, you can use the U key to undo and try again. Once it looks good, hit enter. Now we are at the masking step. We can see a box has been placed over our calibration reference, showing us that the calibration has been done. This masking step should be used to remove any non-leaf objects from the image, such as this calibration reference and image labels, and can also be used to exclude any areas of the image that are being difficult to threshold away. Hitting enter then takes us to the final step, the segmentation review. Here we see our original image on the left side and a binary mask on the right. A good result shows only leaves as solid white shapes on the right side. If you have any non-leaf objects, you can always retry masks and mask them away. And if you think your calibration needed to be redone, you can hit retry calibration. If the segmentation results do not look good, you can flag it for future reference or hit finish if the results look good. Once you hit finish, the app will generate the data for that image and immediately opens the next image in the subfolder or closes if there's no more images to process. In this case, I closed it because I wanted to show you the outputs. Back in the folder, we see a new outputs directory has been created, containing within backup data, debug images, the 4 CSV files, machine learning training data, and overlay images. In the next video, we'll take a deeper look at the config file and how to set up the app for your specific use case.